Hi, I'm Beth,
Hi, I'm Ashley.
and we're Shelf Care.
Today we're going to be going over The One by John Mars.
So, is this a thriller? Is this a romance?
I thought it was more of like a romance when I read the summary, and I was like, wait. I was like, is this kind of thrillery vibe? I feel like it's kind of a mix for both.
I think for sure it's multiple different point of views, and Christopher's point of view is definitely thriller.
Yeah.
100%.
Which I liked his point of view. I
actually
liked
did
his
too.
Story.
I did too. Okay, what do you want to start with? There's so many.
Let's start with Christopher.
Okay.
Just to, right off the bat.
What did you think? Okay, what the first chapter of his? What were your thoughts?
Well, I was like, oh, this is like interesting, a serial killer. I was like, I would like to see like what his match would be like if it would actually turn him around and stuff like that. Just because, I don't know, I was like, I don't know where this is going. Maybe he's gonna end up killing the rest of the matches. You know, that was kind of like what I was thinking.
So I also thought that like all the point of views would somehow be linked to his.
Yeah.
But then they weren't. So, but
that would have been a good book though.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting book. So I definitely thought he was gonna like start killing people that we were seeing.
Yeah.
It was also a little dark. His chapters were, I want to say, they were darker than Frida.
Really?
Well, maybe as dark.
Maybe just because, like, he's a straight up killer, and in the other books you don't really know.
That's true. It wasn't really psychological. He just killed them.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I kind of liked seeing how he realized he was a serial killer and just like reading the book and trying to be like them.
Pretty much became what he wanted to be.
I did like that he just had a goal, and after that he was going to be done.
Yes.
Which was kind of like
interesting.
Weird, because name a serial killer that is going to be done killing after like 30.
Yeah. And that's why I don't think he was like, well, I mean, obviously he was truly a killer.
Yeah.
But he did it because, he was mentally unwell.
Yeah. Which, I don't know.
That was wild. So how many did he end up killing? 20?
No, he was on his 30th.
Okay, that's right.
Amy caught him.
Oof.
So Amy was his match.
Let's talk about her.
She was a police officer. I thought she was a detective, but I went back and she was a police officer.
She was a detective in the fraud unit.
Okay.
So she wasn't like a murder detective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are the odds that he gets matched with a police officer?
I know, and I mean, that's kind of like cliche, I feel like, because like, kind of obvious. I'm like, that's who's he gonna get matched with. Like, I wasn't like surprised.
I feel like it was almost like nature's balance or opposites attract kind of situation.
I did like that he was actually like changing for her, and the killings he
stopped being as he said in one moment, or in one part, he said, I'm just not that into it, or something like that.
They became a chore for him.
Yes.
Instead of him like doing something that he enjoys. And he was like very tired living the double life.
I think that was around like 14, because 13 he took Amy to a restaurant that his number 13 was a waitress. And I feel like that one he enjoyed, and then after that I feel like it
kind of went downhill. Which I was like, how did she not get it after like the waitress?
Yeah.
Like that was too like coincidental.
She just I think she just thought the best of him.
Yeah, because it was her match.
So let's talk about how she found out it was him.
Well, because she found the photo album that he I mean, I don't know, I feel like a serial killer wouldn't just put it like in the obvious, even though like sure no one's gonna look. I mean, you're gonna look if it's like in your living room, like that's pretty obvious.
I've looked through people's bookshelves, so and I wasn't even digging through them, but like
you just see them, you're like, oh, what is that?
Yeah,
like
I don't know. I feel like it was a
little too obvious. For me, but I did like the twist he kind of did, and was like Amy ended up catching him, going to that his 30th kill, and basically killing him.
Wild.
I thought that was pretty wild. And then like her not telling anybody that they were in a relationship, and she was just going to like, I don't know how she was going to say that she caught him.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. That was a little bit murky, but it was still good.
Yeah, I liked that part.
I was glad she was the one that caught him and he didn't kill her, because there was a moment when I was kind of like,
he's going to kill her.
The cheese wire? Yeah. So when he was laying in bed with her and had the cheese wire and was like rubbing it on her, I thought that was gonna be the end. But I don't know. It was good. It was good. I think his point of view is my favorite.
Yeah, I think so too.
So Mandy.
She was the one matched to Richard.
Yes. So Mandy is divorced, never had children.
Divorced because her
husband found her ex-husband found his match and left her. I disliked Mandy's point of view.
I didn't like her either.
She was just very down,
needy, kind of,
and
negative,
and it was just kind of weird. You know, Richard was dead, and then and then his family was so welcoming to a person they didn't know. And then the scene in his bedroom when she found his phone.
Oh my gosh. I was like,
that was odd.
This is weird.
That was odd.
Well, I was like, he's dead.
And then she's carrying his baby and finds out he's just in a coma.
I don't know. I mean, I could get around like maybe being like, oh, like my match's baby. I mean, kind of, not really, but then like,
I don't know.
I just feel like the whole thing was just crazy. Like her even going to like his funeral or his.
That was my first red flag.
I was like, why are you lying about it?
Yes.
And I was like,
she made up stuff about being with him.
She was,
and then his sister was just like, "Oh, you're his match, then everything's okay." I don't know that I would have been like that.
No,
I feel like that was not realistic.
No.
Yeah, I heavily disliked her.
I didn't like her story. I think the book could have gone without her story. Yes. I mean, her visiting Richard finally at the nursing home and stuff, it just kind of like, I think she did say that she felt like that was her match and stuff, but then like actually finding out, like, because she met up with his ex.
Yes.
Which that was weird.
And that's how she found out. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Why was she messaging his ex on Facebook? She didn't even ever meet this man, and she's just like pouring herself into his life.
I don't know. She had some issues of her own.
Excuse the Gen Z language here, but it gave me the ick.
Yeah.
That is Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
You're Gen Z, so you would know.
Oh my god. No, I don't know. She was just no.
Yeah. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't like her from the beginning. And even after I found out her match was dead and then all of the other stuff transpired, I disliked her. She was not a likable character.
Yeah, she wasn't. And I really thought that after her match, like she found out he was dead, maybe like she would go on and find somebody else. Maybe that would be her story.
Yeah.
But
I kind of wish it would have been.
Through all this craziness with the crazy mother-in-law and the crazy sister. And why was the sister even in it? Like, I don't know, I feel like I would not be trying to get my brother's like child out here.
It just was weird.
And the grandmother kidnapping the baby and her falling down the stairs.
I knew when I found out he was in a coma and she was pregnant and that whole thing, even actually before that, even when I thought he was dead and she was like, "I want you to have Richard's baby," I had this feeling.
Well, this isn't going to go well.
Something's not adding up here, because what person's like, "Here, have this baby and I'll just be a grandparent"?
Yeah.
No.
What did you think about the ending of their story and how she was at the nursing home with the baby and Richard like not woke up, but he was like moving and he ended up like intertwining his fingers with the baby?
I don't know. I mean, it was sweet. I think it was pointless, to be honest.
I feel like it was so far-fetched.
I just feel like he wanted to make her story better.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to end it on a happy note. I don't know. And I think it's just because I didn't like that story. I was pretty critical. Next, Jade and Kevin.
I
actually really liked this story.
I don't know. I did at the beginning because I was like, oh, like, I
mean, yeah, it got weird.
Going across the country and meeting her lover and this and that. And when he was like, no, you shouldn't have come. I was like, oh no, like,
I was he's married. Yes.
But then he has cancer. I was like, oh wow. I was like, this just got depressing.
Well, and then she knew he wasn't her match and she married him anyways.
I was like, well, that's sweet, kind of.
But I don't know.
I mean, because what are you going to do? Like,
that's true.
Break up with the guy that's dying and then make the rest of his life miserable?
That's true.
You know, like, I did like that part, but...
And then her real match being his brother, Mark. What did you think about that?
I mean, I just felt like there's something going to be... There's obviously some tension, and I kind of was like, why does she keep mentioning Mark? Why does she keep mentioning Mark?
Yeah, and she also mentioned that he looked just like Kevin, but younger, right?
I think he was... I don't know if he was older or not.
I don't remember exactly, but basically, she was saying he was super handsome.
Yeah.
You know, and then she saw this bald, sick cancer patient, and that was supposed to be her match, and you could tell that she was like...
She never felt anything, and that's why I was like, wow, like, that's kind of weird that she never felt anything for him, but, I mean, she was there for him, and she became best friends with him, so I thought that was sweet for him to go on a good note, like, let him rest happy with whatever he thought could have been.
I think so, too.
I just didn't like her eventually. I mean, yes, sure, maybe she should have gotten with the brother, but I think it should have been like some time after.
I will agree with that.
And just like one randomly sneaking into his room with the parents, like, I don't know how far from the rooms were from each other, but
in my opinion, that point of view should have been ended with a flash forward.
Yeah.
Maybe like flash forward 5 years. Maybe even a year.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years is still...
I don't know if it was like days or like... Was it... I don't know if it was
I don't think it was that long.
I don't think it was that long. But the mom finding them, I thought, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I was disappointed with the ending in that one because I really did like their story.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of like, all right.
Well, why did that have to be awkward?
Nick was a weird... I think I was really into his just because I was like, wow, is he really going to turn, like, you know? Nick was originally engaged to Sally. Yep.
And she was kind of the one that pushed him to take the test.
And honestly, I was so annoyed with her.
I was too.
Because they're in love.
And you want to...
And there's just no reason. There was no reason for them to take this. And honestly, to me, I wouldn't do it. Like, if I'm already married or getting married, why would I...
That's just asking for a problem.
That's like getting on Tinder when you're engaged just to see if, you know, your match is out there. It's just not.
It's just weird.
So I was annoyed with her in the beginning. And then he matched to a guy, which I knew one of the point of views had to be this because they had, like, talked about it, like, you know.
Like, if you,
like, it could happen, it could be a guy, whatever. And so I knew it was going to be one of the point of views. I will say it was awkward. He wrote it awkward.
You think?
I think so. At least the beginning.
Like when he went to go see him at the office?
Yeah, when he went to see him at the office. And then just when they went for drinks, maybe the first time. It got less awkward the more it went on.
Well, I think it was intentional because they were both, like, heterosexual.
Yeah.
Like, they never had even thought about...
honestly, he probably wrote it pretty well.
I think I liked this story better than the others.
It felt more real. Mm-hmm. It felt more likely.
Yeah. I did not like how... Well, they both ended up leaving their wives for each other.
Yeah.
But then he was going to move to, I don't know, what, Switzerland? What was it?
New Zealand.
Because of Alex's dad was sick. And, you know, and then Sally ended up being pregnant.
Did you feel like her dying during birth was necessary?
No, I don't know. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And honestly...
Oh, and then Nick not being the father.
Yeah. No, I was like, are you serious? All of that just for him not to be the dad? I was like, and she cheated on him with his best friend and, like...
And did they ever go into more depth about his best friend and his wife not being matched? Or did they just...
I think they just said it and
that was it.
I mean, kind of. And I know that they had gone to see the baby, I think, just like the one time, and after that they kind of didn't talk to him because they knew that was like, you know, that was his best friend's baby, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Like,
I don't know about
and
that.
I don't know if it was, I don't remember if this came out in the book or if I'm making this up, that it ended up that, I think it did come out in the book, that his best friend ended up being matched to Sally.
Oh, really?
I want to say yes.
It came out.
Ooh. I want to say yes.
Okay. That would make sense. No. Because remember, Sally was unmatched, and Deepak, he already had done the DNA. So if they were matched, Sally wouldn't have been unmatched.
No, but I think she lied about it.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
I want to say yes.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I want to say she did lie about it, and that's why they were kind of going behind each other's back. But at this point, I'm like, why not just like,
why lie?
Why not just like get together and, I don't know.
Well, she died anyway.
Be over. Yeah. I was just like, poor girl. She couldn't.
I just felt like her death was unnecessary.
It was very dramatic, but at least Nick got to have his.
He did have a good story.
Yeah, and
he did have a good story.
He did have a good ending. So
yeah,
yay for Nick.
Ellie.
I think hers was the. I don't know if I want to say it. Like it was boring to me. Like I was like, oh nice, she's rich, she found her match, and then I think that like her ending was just kind of like, it was like it came out of nowhere. Like, who's this random guy that created this whole plan to destroy you just because his mother her match didn't work, and now you ruined all these people. So I don't know, it was just so unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, and I don't know. I didn't connect.
No,
I did not connect. But I will say, so you said you watched the series, or one.
Yeah, I watched like the first episode.
And Ellie was portrayed as snobby and just not likable. Yeah. And I don't feel like that was her.
Yeah.
I feel like she was actually very likable and cared about what other people thought. Because, you know, she didn't want to be flashy in front of this guy because he obviously wasn't like a flashy guy. You know, she just, I don't know, she cared.
Yeah.
And when she ripped his pocket, like, I don't know, there was just all sorts of things.
I really liked their story for it to be ruined. Like, it could have just been left at a happy ever after and not be ruined by, one, her killing him, him broadcasting everything, money being lost, like, everyone, you know, everybody's match being messed up. So I'm like, were any of the matches actually, like, a match?
Yeah.
You know, like, because,
for sure.
I don't know, to me it was just like, what was the whole point of the book then, if you did that?
Yeah.
That's why I was like kind of really mixed feelings by the end of it.
I feel like her story should have been the best.
Yeah.
Because she created the whole premise of the book.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he should have poured into her story the most. I kind of wanted her and Christopher to match. And that would have a crossover.
Yeah.
But none of them crossover.
One of them would have had. Yeah.
I wish there would have been more crossover. But overall, decent.
Yeah, I read it. I wasn't bored to where like, this is a chore, but
I wasn't immersed though.
Yeah,
I didn't devour it.
I finished it pretty quickly, but I just think that I was just in the reading mood. I think I rated it 3 stars.
Same.
The ending just didn't impress me.
Yeah.
I was like, I could have gone without reading this ever.
I wish he would have chosen romance or thriller.
Yeah, it was just a bit rushed to me.
The thromance, as I've labeled it, thriller romance, I've decided it's not really for me.
Yeah.
Just because it ends up being boring. Because it's not
either or.
Yeah. I don't know. But it wasn't terrible. We did read it for our Valentine's Day read. I don't know that it was truly a Valentine's Day pick.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is called The One, so you'd think, romance.
But also, I will say, it was something I definitely would have never read. And that was pretty fun to go completely far left.
Interesting concept.
Yeah.
I just wish it would have taken differently. It would have been such a better book if it was just like different stuff. Yeah.
I think maybe we would have been more engaged if the characters overlapped.
Yeah.
I think honestly that's the key. If the characters overlapped and the point of views came together,
less chaos.
Yeah,
random
it was hard
chaos.
to keep up. It was hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't like... I like some British TV. And British books, obviously. Magnolia Parks was British. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. But a lot of British TV I don't love. And this read like a British TV show. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe that's why I was kind of... It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But I could see people... My sister loves British TV shows. Maybe I think she'd really like this book.
Or the series. If anybody wants to watch the series, it's
on Netflix. Yeah. Yeah. Is it on regular Netflix, or do you have to pay for your premium subscription?
No, it's the regular. I have the regular. I don't pay for the no ad, $20.
But overall, I really did like it. 3 stars. Mm-hmm. Obviously not like the best thing I've ever read, but not the worst.
Yeah, I think it was interesting.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah. I would be tempted to read another book by John Marsh. There's actually another one that goes with this.
Are you?
Yes. I found that out today, and I don't know that I'd read it.
I don't know if I'd read it. What is it about?
I don't know. I didn't. I just noticed that on Goodreads, it has it as a 2-part. And everyone only read the first one, which says a lot.
I don't know if I'd go and read the second one. I don't know.
I would be tempted to read something else by him. Mm-hmm. Maybe if he wrote a thriller.
Yeah.
Because I think he has potential for thriller.
Maybe. I don't know. If anybody's interested in reading it, it is on Kindle Unlimited.
Yes. So it was free.
It is free. And kind of girl math. I don't know. It was
interesting.
Keep us guessing, I guess.
So we will see you next time. And we hope you'll have a good Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Bye.